surrender, or there will be trouble.
You're going down!
Trouble, then.
Is it hard to come up with types of weapons and enemies that have to make sense in the pre-established RoboCop world? Does it make it extra tricky?
I believe it is, because this world is kind of limited not by any kind of technology or something like that, but because we have to stick to those weapons which are like really similar to the technology which is available in the OCP or stuff like that. So we have to stick to those ideas from the original movies. We don't have like a chance to create something brand new, because it will be like way too far from the movie lore, and I believe the fans will also didn't like it. So we also didn't like it because we are the fans also from the late 80s, early 90s of the movie.
So obviously there's the drone enemies, there's also the little spider robots.
We added small drones which explode. We added flying drones, which I believe they added like more versatility to the fight, because in the Rogue City we were looking for the enemies on the ground, maybe on some balconies, but this time they can fly all around the map, all the levels, so you have to be careful on much more.
And when you're creating these totally new designs that haven't appeared in the movies, do you have to work alongside the RoboCop license holder to like get them checked and approved?
Yes, so, things like that has to be accepted to be like as close to the original franchise as possible. Yeah, we had to be really like realistic when it comes to the RoboCop armor, so we have all the serial number, stuff like that, supposed to be exactly the same as it was in the movie.
Most of the action is retained within one building for the majority of this game, a really big building, 8 to 10 hours worth. Why did you make that decision as opposed to Rogue City's more like open-ended structure?
We wanted to try a different approach for this, to add more combat in more linear way, but this is not the only thing what we have in the unfinished business, because we have other levels, like from the past when Alex Murphy was still a cop, so before he became the RoboCop, so we have like levels outside of those tower. We also have like bigger levels with 80 to 09, which we have to make it bigger because the Robo is quite big, so we were not able to put him into small rooms within it. So also we added a lot of new finishers to wipe out the enemies in a more like efficient and funny way. We thought that the smaller areas will work better in this way.
I'm glad you brought up the Alex Murphy missions, and you might not be able to say too much right now, but obviously,
basics.
Yeah, but obviously he's not RoboCop by that point. And does that mean that the gameplay is a lot different? Because obviously you're not going to be as indestructible in those missions.
For sure you'll see the differences, because he was not RoboCop, so you're not going to play like so tanky. Also you will use a different weapon, because as all these old Detroit cops, they're using mostly pistols. Maybe you will find out some SMG from the enemies, but you will not start with heavy weaponry.
The million-dollar question, can Alex Murphy jump? Who's to say?
Cops doesn't jump.
What was the impetus behind making a standalone expansion as opposed to a DLC or a sequel?
After releasing the Rogue City, we wanted to say a bit more about the mercenary group from the Rogue City. We can like expand the story to another main villain. Maybe they can take control over this Omni Tower.
And did that come during the development of Rogue City, or was it after releasing the game?
No, it was during the development, at the last stages of development of Rogue City.
It's a big win to be able to work with Peter Weller with RoboCop. Did he take much convincing to come back for the expansion?
No, not really. He was really into it. I believe for him it was also a chance to get back with this adventure. He could come back to the role of RoboCop, which he probably loved, from what we've heard from him.
Is he aware of how well everybody loved the first main game?
I believe that we told him, or we shared this information with him, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But if we did not, we have to.
What's one aspect of RoboCop Rogue City unfinished business that you hope surprises people when they finally get to play it later this summer?
I really like to see the reactions of the people when they play as Alex Murphy. I'd like to see them finding our Easter eggs. I really want to see them exploring all the new finisher moves, like in the compilations on the YouTube, stuff like that. This is the parts I would love to see from my perspective. But I believe the team would like to see them enjoying the story.
Speaking of Easter eggs, when I previewed Rogue City 2 years ago, one of the first things I did was take the Auto 9 and shoot someone in the mid area.
Yeah.
And
you mean
big-
nut shots?
Yes.
They're still here.
Yeah, I checked that. Yeah. so
Okay, so
happy to
yeah,
see it.
they're still here.